Welcome back and welcome to my May TBR. I have a lot of May releases to talk to you about, as well as a lot of books I want to read as well. So let's jump right in. Welcome back. If you are new here, my name is Katrina and I make bookish videos here at least twice a week, sometimes 3 times a week, and movie or book to movie content at the weekend. All of my social links as well as my Goodreads are linked down below. My blog is also linked down below, so if you want to keep up with my reading in between videos, you can go ahead and follow me on there. May is going to be an interesting month. We don't know what it's going to look like, so I've just put together another ambitious TBR full of May releases, my final Paige Toon Readalong reads, as well as some other books I want to read. My Paige Toon Readalong, we have our final 4 books in the read-along. If you haven't seen that video, I will link it up here. I will also leave my book haul linked as well, because some of those books will feature on this TBR. So let's jump right in with some May releases. The first book that I want to read in the month of May, this one comes out here in the US on May the 5th, and this is Clap When You Land by Eizabeth Acevedo. Eizabeth Acevedo writes amazing books in verse, novels, poetry, and this one I have already started it, but I haven't quite finished it yet. And as I say, it is a young adult book in verse that comes out here in the US on the 5th of May. Also on the 5th of May, one that I'm very excited to read, this is Big Summer by Jennifer Weiner. I have a whole video talking about Jennifer Weiner here on this channel, so I will leave that linked up above, because I am a big fan of hers and I don't even know what this book is about, so I can't tell you, I'm very sorry, but she is a total auto-buy author for me, and I do have the hardback version of this one coming as one of my book of the month club picks. Spoiler alert for my May book haul. And I also have put a hold on the audiobook of this one for my library, because I do love her books on audio. So I'm just excited to read it. It's adult fiction. It's going to be amazing. It's going to be fun. And then moving on to the 7th of May in the UK, we have People Like Us by Louise Fine, which is being published. This one I am on the blog tour for. My blog is linked below. I will be reviewing this one. I believe I'm on the Monday after publication day, which would be what, the 10th, 11th? But yes, this one is I Nearly Drowned and Walter Rescued Me. That makes everything different. So I think this is a kind of psychological thriller type of domestic thriller type of thing, but it sounds exciting. I'm looking forward to reviewing this one. Then moving on to the 14th of May, the very big publication date. I seem to have a lot of things that are published on the 14th of May. Of course, first of all, we have the ebook of The Minute I Saw You by Paige Toon. Again, don't know what this one is about. This is commercial women's fiction. In case you haven't already guessed by the fact that I'm reading Paige Toon's entire back catalogue and have been since the end of January, I'm a big Paige Toon fan, and she is an auto-buy author for me. So more about this in my Paige Toon section of the video, or you can go away and look at my read-along, readathon going on. Then a couple of physical proofs that I have, very exciting. 14th of May, I have Where We Belong by Anstey Harris. This is the proof copy. I'm not going to open it up because I have marked it all out, because I'm going to be buddy reading this with my friend Hayley. But this one is, the tagline for this one is Love Will Bring You Home. So I'm very excited, and if you haven't seen the finished cover of this one, pop along to my blog, because I've got the finished cover of this one on there. It looks glorious, it really does. It looks absolutely beautiful. Then we have Far From Perfect by Holly Smale, which is the second book in her The Valentine's Fame It Runs in the Family series. This The first one of this one came out, I believe, May again last year, and I absolutely loved it. Holly Smale is, of course, the author of Geek Girl, which I was absolutely obsessed with, and so I'm very excited to read the second book in the series. I loved the first book. It read a little bit like a young adult soap opera with important messages about mental health and addiction, and I just so enjoyed it, and I love the cover of this one. I thought the cover of the first one was glorious. This cover, stunning, absolutely stunning. So I'm excited to read that one. Then another physical book I actually have to show you. On the 19th of May, I have 2 Book of the Month Club books. The first one of these is Beach Read by Emily Henry, which you'll recognise from my most recent book haul. This one is contemporary fiction and is about 2 writers who are both a little bit blocked, and so decide to kind of swap lives, write in each other's genres, and see how that goes. So I'm excited to read that. And then my Book of the Month Club pick for this month that I have ordered also is released on the 14th of May, and it is called Happy and You Know It, and you will see obviously my physical copy of that in my May book haul when it comes up. Then moving on to another big UK release date, the 28th of May. On the 28th of May, we have A Wedding at the Beach Hut by Veronica Henry. I do have a fabulous event vlog from where I went to see Veronica Henry, Penny Parks and Millie Johnson in conversation on one of my most recent trips back home. So I'll leave that linked up above. But Veronica Henry has written this Beach Hut series. I can't remember what number this one is, but people are very excited about it, including me, and this one comes out in the UK on the 28th of May. It is, of course, commercial women's fiction as it's marketed. Here it would be sort of contemporary romance. And then another very exciting read, which I'm going to be buddy reading, but I can't remember the order that we're reading the books in, so I might read this before I buddy read it with them. But this is the latest release from Juno Dawson, and it is called Wonderland. Juno Dawson, of course, writes amazing YA fiction. There's always a bit of a thriller aspect there. I'm not sure what this one entails. Have to admit, was attracted by the cover and then the fact that I love reading Juno Dawson's fiction. But this one comes out in the UK on the 28th of May. Don't we love this cover? Isn't it like just, I love a bit of neon. Do love a bit of neon. And then also on the 28th of May, she is back. We have Jenny Colgan, 500 Miles From You. The tagline is 3 months, 2 strangers, 1 love story. Again, don't know an awful lot about this one because Jenny Colgan is a total auto buy. I think her most recent couple of books I haven't read, and so I'm excited to dive back into her world. It's been too long since I read a Jenny Colgan. I have them, I just haven't read them, so I'm excited to read this one. And I know it's one of these that's kind of set between Scotland and London as well, which I also love. I'm so here for that. And then also on the 28th of May, don't forget the finished copy of Meet Me at Pebble Beach comes out. I have, of course, talked an awful lot about this one on here. And then just juggling my ebooks and my physical proofs, always a struggle. We have The High Moments. I keep going to call it These High Moments. It's The High Moments by Sara Ella Ozebeck. Love, love, love this cover. Also love the finished cover. Like, they're both amazing. You'll see in my most recent book haul, I got postcards of the 4 different ones. I just like the pink shoes. Like, I think the yellow with the pink shoes is stand out for me. But this one is New Year's Day is the ultimate cliche for Scarlet. Hangover, check. Feeling weepy, check. Broken sense of self, check, check, check. And then we start with the New Year's resolutions. Delete Tim's number, get job in London, make money, exercise 5 times a week, have sex at least once a month, find my G-spot, make more fun friends, take a course in design, give up carbs and sugar Monday to Friday, rebrand personal style, less high street, move out of home to London. I don't know why I've put off reading this for so long, but I'm excited to read it, and I'm going to be buddy reading this one again, so I need to go through and make my little bookmarks like I did inside of Where We Belong, so that I've got them all marked out and ready to go. Then moving on to our Paige Toon reads for the month. So the first week of May, we are going to be beginning the Jefferson series. So Hayley and I are reading these together. She has already read The Accidental Life of Jefferson, which is the first one that we are reading. I have all of these on audiobook, so I'm going to be listening to these, and I have not read them before, but they are a spin-off from Johnny Be Good and Baby Be Mine, and the extra chapter novella Johnny's Girl kind of bridges the gap between the two, so I may just go back this weekend and pick that one up again. So I've got the link, and if you want to discuss these with us, the Facebook group will be linked via my Facebook in the description box below. So we have spoilery discussions on there, and I do post discussion questions every week on my Instagram as well, which, as you know, is also linked below. Then book 2 in that series is, now let me see, is it All About the Hype or is it the other one? Anyway, book 2 and 3 are All About the Hype, also by Paige Toon, obviously, and I Knew You Were Trouble. And so we'll be reading these the second week of May and the third week of May. And then finally, we'll be getting to the new release, The Minute I Saw You. I don't know if I can wait until when we actually have planned to buddy read this, because when we planned the read along, obviously things were still being published as normal, and the paperback for this one and the audiobook for this one, it's annoying me that the audiobook's been pushed. I'm like, but I guess it hadn't been recorded yet, and that's why it's been pushed. It's fine, we understand. So the ebook is still coming out on the 14th of May. The paperback has now been pushed to August, but that may change. The audiobook is still saying June on Audible, but I'm imagining that that will be coming out the same time as the paperback. And so we have planned to read this one at the end of May so that we gave people time to get the paperback and read along with us. But I think probably Hayley and I will both end up reading this around release date, but we will still post those discussion questions when we had originally planned. But I don't think I can wait. I think if I was waiting for everybody to catch up and get the paperback, I'd be okay with it, but I feel like I want to read this on release day, and release day is during Battle Books as well, so that's always like, what do you think I should do? Let me know in the comments. We'll make this an interactive experience. Then some other books that I would like to get to. We have one that I am currently in the middle of because I started reading this one ready for my Social Distance Book Fest panel, which was on Saturday the 25th of April. I will leave it linked up here if you haven't seen it, but one of the people on my panel that I got the pleasure of having a discussion with was A.K. Smale, and her book Bright Stars Burning. I am Bright Burning Stars, I don't know why I read that out of order. Bright Burning Stars, which is set in an elite ballet school with these two ballerinas. I am in the middle of reading it, I just didn't manage to finish it in the month of April. So I have that to read in May. Like I say, I'm partly through that one. I would say, it's going to be my first finished book in May, but it probably won't because the Eizabeth Acevedo one is written in verse, and so once I get fully into that one, I think I'll keep going through it. But I do have this one on my Kindle as well. Then, very excitingly, I do have a very early copy of In Case You Missed It by Lindsey Kelk. You know, massive fan of Lindsey Kelk. I mention her name in every video here on this channel, let's face it. And I'm very, very excited to read this one. I have a NetGalley copy of this one. So it is firmly on the TBR. And then one that doesn't actually come out, again, I think it's a situation where the ebook comes out in June, the hardback July, but that might change. This is the new book from Louise Candlish, lovely domestic thriller queen, Louise Candlish, The Other Passenger. Now, even though this isn't out until June, so many people are reading this one. I'm getting serious FOMO and being hit with all the hype So I know once I pick this one up, I won't put it down again. I will probably put this on my Battle Books TBR, because having something that you know you're going to race through is always good in a readathon. So I'm excited to read this one, and I love the cover of it. I love the fact that you can like see the shard in the background there, and we're on a boat, and I'm just, woo, yes. Then another one that'll probably end up actually on my Battle Books TBR, because I have this one on audio from my library. My hold came through, the Happy Ever After playlist by Abby Jimenez. I absolutely love The Friend Zone by Abby Jimenez and read that one in March. So I'm excited to read her second novel, and people that have read it have said it's amazing. It's contemporary romance. I'm going to enjoy it. It's going to be a lot of fun. And then speaking of audiobooks I have from my library, I also have a copy of Rick by Alex Ginio. Alex Ginio, of course, wrote George, which was the middle grade sensation a couple of years ago. I listened to that one on audio and absolutely loved it. And I just love the cover, and the fact that the cover of Rick matches the cover of George, and just so here for it. It's a very short audiobook because it is middle grade, but I'm really looking forward to reading it. And then another Book of the Month Club pick. You're just getting to know all of my Book of the Month Club picks here before actually seeing them. But I'm really excited about the books that I've picked this month, and so I really want to get round to them. And also, you know, I need to start actually reading books off my shelf whilst I'm at home right now. So we have The Knockout Queen by Rufi Thorpe, and I will obviously have my Book of the Month book of this one, but I have also requested the audiobook from my library. It's quite a long hold on it, but I know people are kind of listening to their e-downloads a little bit more. My holds seem to have been coming a bit quicker. Might just be my library, but you know, could be good for you as well. This one has been put on the website as literary fiction. Reading the description and reading the sampler, I'm not sure, it feels a little bit more on the contemporary side for me. Maybe my idea of literary fiction is just slightly different, I don't know, but I have that one on my TBR. And then I have 5 books that I'm excited about that I'm going to be doing a reading vlog for, that will be coming at you in June. So if I've not already said, make sure you're subscribed so you don't miss that. These are all recommendations from the Romantic Novelists Association Rainbow Chapter, so they are all diverse reads. They feature queer romance, and I'm so here for it. And you will hear more about these books in my reading vlog. A couple of these probably will get read during Battle Books, so you'll get to hear a little bit about them then, but I seem to have mentioned a lot of books that are going to be coming during Battle Books, so we can't fit them all in, but we will try. The first of these is A New Life for Christmas by Liam Livings. This one came highly recommended, and I'm really feeling the need for a Christmas read right now, so why not do Christmas read in May and vlog about it in June? Why not? And then we have The Flowers of Time by A.L. Lester. And then the third book, which I actually found available on audiobook from my library, is You're My Kind by Claire Lydon, which looks like a cute contemporary romance. So excited for it. Then we have, again, I'm just really excited to read all of these. I think because they've been recommended, I had a whole list to choose from. It was really hard just picking 5, and I know that I will probably explore more from all of these authors. But the next one is A Convenient Marriage by Giovanni Chirica, and I really like the tagline for this one. I don't know if you can read it, but it says, "It was the perfect marriage until they fell in love." Excited. And then finally, I have to admit that this one was a bit of a cover choice, as well as being, I tried to kind of pick things that were different from one another. So obviously the first one has a male romance, and You're My Kind has a female romance, and then this one is a bit more of a kind of mystery, history. I feel like I should be pitching this a little better. Wait till the reading vlog for me to actually tell you about it, but you can see why I picked this for the cover. This is The Bones of Our Fathers by Ellen Gregory, and you can see there's a cup of coffee in a library on the cover, so yeah, that tells you why I picked this one, I think, definitely. So yeah, as I say, I will be making a reading vlog about those 5 RNA Rainbow Chapter recommendations that will come at you in June, aka Pride Month. And so I'm really excited about reading these books because they've been recommended, and also talking to you about them in a reading vlog form, because then you get my first impression, my first ideas about what I liked about these books and what's going on in these books. So I'm excited to bring that to you. So there you have it, my May TBR. As I say, let me know in comments if you think I should be reading that Paige Toon novel as soon as it comes out, or whether I should be waiting and reading it during my original reading dates. But the original reading dates were there because it was all coming out on the 14th, and so I wanted to give chance for people to get it, you know, during your browse around the supermarket that we don't do anymore. So yeah, anyway, also let me know what's on your May TBR. What are you looking forward to reading this month? Are you reading any of the books that I'm going to be reading? Let me know in the comments. I always like to have a chat down with you down there. Make sure you are subscribed so that you don't miss out on any of my upcoming videos, including that book haul and that reading vlog that I have already mentioned. I will also obviously have an end of Paige Toon readathon, read along, wrap up, reading vlog, cover all bases. If you enjoyed this video, give it a thumbs up. I will be back with more bookish content for you very, very soon. Thanks for watching.